Welcome to today's Explainer. Look, if you love staying active, whether you're crushing miles on the pavement, throwing heavy weights around the gym, or just getting back into the swing of things, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're completely transforming how you approach your fitness routine. We're looking at strategic movement, the essential guide to sports injury prevention. Because let's be real, our goal here isn't just to help you dodge the sidelines. We want to empower you to function better, train smarter, and keep hitting those goals without getting sidelined by, totally preventable pain.
Why do I keep getting muscle strains? Man, it is a frustrating question, isn't it? You put in the effort, you show up, and then pop. There goes the hamstring, or your shoulder starts screaming at you out of nowhere. It's literally the worst. But here's the thing. Repeated muscle strains usually aren't just bad luck. They happen because of things like neurological fatigue, improper load management, maybe limited flexibility, or just jumping back into a sport way too fast after an injury. Today, we're validating that frustration and tackling those root causes head on. By the end of this explainer, you're going to know exactly how to train so you aren't just avoiding pain, but actually moving at a much, much higher level.
To fix this, we're breaking down the workout life cycle, before, during, and after. It's a chronological approach showing how comprehensive injury prevention spans your entire routine.
Okay, let's dive straight into Phase 1, before the workout, and how to master the warm-up.
Biologically, your body desperately needs preparation, which brings us to, honestly, the absolute biggest mistake active people make right out of the gate: passive stretching. Just jumping into these long static holds while your body is still cold, that actually relaxes the muscle neurologically. Think of it like trying to pull on a cold, stiff rubber band. You're just priming yourself for inefficient movement and adding a ton of dangerous strain to your tendons. Instead, we want active or dynamic stretching. By starting with actual movement, you fire up that nervous system, get the blood flowing, and completely banish that physical sluggishness that leads directly to strains.
So let's walk through exactly how you should be doing this with a super simple two-step protocol. Step 1, 5 to 10 minutes of light cardio. We're talking a brisk walk, biking, skipping, a light jog, just get that heart rate up. Then, once you're warm, we hit Step 2, dynamic stretches. Arm circles, leg swings, walking lunges, high knees, inchworms. The key here is to physically mimic the exact movements you're about to do in your sport. You're literally rehearsing the movement safely. It's like sending a quick memo to your nervous system saying, "Hey, wake up, heavy work is coming."
Moving right along to Phase 2, during the workout. Here, we're looking at strength, control, and balance.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how these specific compound exercises build essential stability. Your ability to absorb force and remain stable is absolutely your body's best defense against breaking down. Sure, we all know squats and lunges build the thighs and glutes, but from an injury standpoint, they build essential lower body control and single leg stability. Planks? They give you that vital trunk stiffness to protect your spine. And definitely don't ignore the upper body. Push-ups and rows lock down shoulder stability, which is absolutely crucial so you don't end up with gradual nagging injuries during overhead movements.
Beyond just raw strength, though, we really have to talk about balance training. It gets totally neglected, but adding single-leg stands, step-downs, stability ball exercises, and controlled landing drills, total game changer. Why? Because these drills upgrade your neuromuscular response. If you play a sport with sudden stops or quick directional changes, think tennis or basketball, your nervous system has to know how to stabilize those joints instantly. Balance training is exactly how you teach it to do that.
And we can't forget about mobility, which is simply your ability to control your joints through their full range of motion. Here's where the danger lies, though. When joints like your ankles, hips, or shoulders are tight, your body doesn't just stop moving. No, it finds a way. Other joints are forced to compensate, and that compensation produces massive, unnatural stress over time, leading us right back to those terrible muscle strains we talked about earlier.
To fight that dangerous compensation, you want to mix in some gentle mobility exercises. We're talking hip circles, ankle rolls, cat-cow stretches, thoracic rotations. These help prevent strains by opening up tight areas without forcing your body into stressful positions. It's basically like oiling the hinges of your body so every joint knows exactly how to move freely and safely.
All right, let's shift focus to the rest of the week with Phase 3, after the workout, and those smart habits outside the gym.
Listen, injury prevention is absolutely not just about what happens while you're actively sweating. Your habits outside the gym count just as much. And the absolute most common mistake? Scaling your workload way too fast. Sudden jumps in intensity, doubling your mileage, or stacking on plates before your body has had time to adapt will quickly, and I mean reliably, lead to injury.
The ultimate fix here is respecting the essential recovery pillars.
because recovery is literally the only time your body actually repairs itself. You need adequate sleep for that crucial human growth hormone release. You've got to stay hydrated with water, electrolytes, or coconut water to keep things functioning at a cellular level. You need solid nutrition, like protein-rich drinks or shakes for actual tissue repair. And perhaps most importantly, you need real rest time between hard sessions. If you just ignore fatigue and push through the soreness, your chances of getting an overuse injury are going to absolutely skyrocket.
Part of smart recovery is, honestly, just dropping the ego and learning to listen to your body. Watch out for the early warning signs. If you feel exceptionally stiff, if your performance takes a random nosedive, or, obviously, if you feel a stabbing pain, stop. Seriously, stop. Inexplicable stiffness or a drop in power, they aren't signs of weakness. They are biological stop signs. Catching them early is what keeps you off the surgeon's table and nips those potential injuries in the bud before anything serious happens.
Which brings us to our final section, the long game, staying active for life.
So the crucial point is, if you take a screenshot of anything today, make it these 6 general rules for injury prevention. 1. Warm up before activity. 2. Use dynamic stretching. 3. Always train with proper technique. 4. Increase your workout intensity slowly. 5. Allow enough recovery. And 6. Use the right gear for your sport. Consistency with these rules, along with, getting professional support from places like Core Chiro Rehab to help with alignment and movement quality, is absolutely your best defense against muscle strains. As we start to wrap up this explainer, I really want this quote to sink in. Prevention is no single endeavor. Staying injury-free is an ongoing, holistic practice. It's not just a box you check once a week. It's a continuous commitment to respecting your body, from the moment you start that warm-up, right down to the quality of sleep you're getting at night.
Which leaves us with one final question for you. Are you ready to train smarter and move better? You've got the blueprint now to protect your joints, build up that stability, and recover like an absolute pro. But the real test isn't just watching this explainer. It's what you actually do the next time you lace up your shoes or step into the gym. So take these strategies, put them to work, and keep enjoying the activities you love for years to come. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy safe training out.